And I wanted to spend some time talking with you about the idea of growing fans. And this is something that I've been focused on for the past 5 years. It's a really interesting concept, and I really want to spend some time sharing this concept with you, this idea of growing fans. I am absolutely so interested in this concept, and I've been focused on this idea of growing fans now for 5 years. And it started because I'm such a massive fan of the Grateful Dead. I mean, I'm such a massive geek that you can see all of my Grateful Dead fandom on the wall over here. I've been to 75 Grateful Dead concerts. And I was thinking to myself, what in the world is up with 75 Grateful Dead concerts? And so I focused on understanding this idea of fandom and understanding the idea of why and how people become fans of something. So for the team that's organizing the event, for some reason my video is not starting, and I can't figure out why that's happening. I'd really want to be on the video. It's very important to me. If you could please turn on my video. Okay, thank you. Now I should be seeing my video. Okay.
Sure, yes.
So let me show again, because I don't think you saw it. You saw my Grateful Dead Wall of Fame over here. That's how much of a Grateful Dead fan I am. I even have an original road case that was used for 850 concerts in the 1980s and 1990s. That's how much of a Grateful Dead fan I am. I'm so much of a Grateful Dead fan that look at what my wife made for me. She made me a Grateful Dead themed mask that I can wear during our COVID-19 situation here. So this idea of fans is something we have an opportunity. You know, adversity to prosperity is our theme of this event, of this 2-day event. And we have an opportunity to go from adversity of COVID-19 to prosperity, specifically growing fans of our business, growing fans of our business. And I went into this concept of trying to understand fans, starting out with huge Grateful Dead fan, huge live music fan. And my thesis was any organization can build fans. And that's exactly the truth. And I want to start off by sharing an example of an organization that you would be really surprised was growing fans. I'll start off by saying, who loves your auto insurance company? Who loves your auto insurance company? Nobody loves their auto insurance company. However, somebody told me, insurance sucks. Nobody wants to buy insurance. It's not fun. Interestingly, that was McKeel Haggerty. He's the CEO of an auto insurance company. And McKeel told me, David, everybody hates auto insurance. So I had to do something different to grow my business. I decided, instead of doing what everyone else does, focusing on the lowest price or focusing on just advertising, I was going to grow fans. And that's exactly what McKeel Haggerty does. He grows fans. He expressly challenged himself, how can we build fans? Haggerty is in the classic car insurance business. They insure classic cars. Here's what Haggerty's done to grow their fans. So they educate people at classic car events. They go to these events and they hang out and educate people. They have a magazine that goes out 6 times a year. They have a YouTube channel with over 1 million subscribers, an insurance company with over 1 million subscribers of their YouTube channel. How crazy is that? They have evaluation reports so that you can learn how much your classic car is worth, and some of the classic cars that might increase particularly strongly in a given year. They have a drivers club with 600,000 members of their drivers club. Haggerty's doing all of these things specifically to grow fans. They have a way that owners of classic cars can connect with other owners of classic cars. I've been a customer of Hagerty for the past 15 years. They've been insuring my 1973 Land Rover Series 3, and I'm a fan of Hagerty. I am a fan of my insurance company. So this idea that any organization can build fans is absolutely true. And that's true for you as well. We have this adversity we've got right now, COVID-19. We have an opportunity to go and transform to prosperity by thinking very deeply about how we can grow fans of our business, even in a business that you would think can't grow fans, like an auto insurance company. This is about turning fans into customers and turning customers into fans. McKeel Hagerty told me, he's the entrepreneurial CEO of Hagerty Insurance, our emotional relationship with our customers is how we keep and grow fans. So Hagerty is now the largest classic car insurance company in the world. And they've built this not by doing what everybody else does, not by being a low-cost provider, not by advertising, but by building fans of their business. My daughter is also a fan of Hagerty because she's a fan of my Land Rover. This is her when she was small. And she's still a fan of the Land Rover, so much so that last year when she got married, she wanted the Land Rover to be a part of the ceremony. It's fandom at work, insured by Hagerty. This idea of fandom is so interesting to me. And I decided actually to work with my daughter, Reiko, on this idea of fandom. We come at this from different perspectives. I'm a 50-something white man who loves the Grateful Dead, and Reiko is a millennial mixed race woman. My wife's Japanese. Reiko was born in Tokyo, and she loves Harry Potter. So we decided to collaborate together on this idea of fandom. And, you know, for me, I have a little bit of a corundum, if you will, because I'm the author of a book called The New Rules of Marketing and PR. I have a copy here. It's arguably the most popular book about social media marketing, online marketing, whatever term you want to use in the world. It's sold 400,000 copies in English. It's in 29 other languages, and you can see behind me my bookcase. Many of those books you see there are The New Rules of Marketing and PR in other languages. And, you know, I'm a bit conflicted. And here's why I'm conflicted. Because this book has become so popular and so many people are using the ideas to grow their business, which is great. But a lot of people are abusing the online channel. They're abusing the online channel and doubling down on inappropriate ways of trying to reach people. And you've all seen that, right? You've all seen throughout the last few years how people, you get on their email list, they send you yet another email, they're emailing you 3-4 times a day. Or on social networks, it's focused on polarization. Or they connect with you on LinkedIn and immediately try to sell you something. These ideas are powerful. You can communicate with people using these ideas of online communications. But I believe that the pendulum has swung too far into the direction of superficial online communications when we're all hungry for a true human connection. This digital chaos, this disruption, even the social networks are in on the game because they used to be about connecting you with your potential customers, with your friends. Now they're all about profit. I think that the pendulum is ready to swing back. And I think COVID-19 is actually helping the pendulum to swing back to genuine, true human connections. And a real big part of this genuine human connections that we're building now is around cultivating fandom. So I mentioned Reiko. Huge Harry Potter fan. So Reiko not only has read every Harry Potter book multiple times, and not only seen every movie multiple times, gone to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter theme park in Orlando multiple times, and gone to the UK to go on the studio tour. She wrote an 85,000 word alternative ending to the Harry Potter series where Draco Malfoy is a spy for the Order of the Phoenix, and put that up on a fan fiction site. It's been downloaded thousands of times, commented on hundreds of times. Huge Harry Potter geek. She's also really into Comic-Con. That's her in the middle, going to Comic-Con dressed up with her friends. Really, really, really a big fan of Comic-Con. I'm a huge live music fan. I said that at the start. I've been to 804 live concerts. Yes, I keep a spreadsheet. I know that's incredibly geeky, but that's who I am. I'm a huge fan of live music. People say, you've got a spreadsheet. What's the best concert you've seen? I haven't seen the best concert yet, but the most epic was I was the only person who shot photos at Bob Marley's last concert, September 23rd, 1980 in this, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There are some of my photos. They're historic. They've been used in the Marley documentary film. And sometimes you stumble into history when you're a huge fan. But here's the thing. Reiko and I got together to write this book, Fanocracy, turning fans into customers and customers into fans. She came out at it from being a huge fan of Harry Potter. I came at it from a huge fan of live music, especially the Grateful Dead. And we dug into fandom. We dug into the neuroscience around fandom. And it turns out that one of the most powerful ideas, and this is really important as we're dealing with COVID-19, it's really important as you're thinking about going from adversity to prosperity, using the ideas of fandom. It's really important to understand that the idea of wanting to be part of a tribe of like-minded people is hardwired into our brains. It's hardwired into our brains that we want to be part of people who are like us. It goes back to our ancient humans. When we're part of our tribe, we're safe and we're secure, and we're not part of our tribe, we're vulnerable. So for me, live music, yes, I love the music, but more so, I love being with my friends. I love being a part of a tribe of like-minded people. I can turn to any other Grateful Dead fan and have an instant bond, even if I've never met them before. So this idea of being a part of a tribe, it comes from neuroscience. It's hardwired in our brains. And it's the most important concept about building fans. And anyone can do it, even an auto insurance company. Fanocracy is about a shared emotion. This is a biologically evolved human reaction. It's vital for survival. So this idea of fanocracy is bringing that pendulum back to a true human connection that we all have the opportunity to do. And I'm going to share with you a number of ideas, for specific ideas for how you can do it, specific ideas for how you can do it, even though we can't physically be near people for the foreseeable future because of COVID-19. So some people say to me, you know, David, I'm still not convinced that any organization can build fans. And, you know, I love the outward manifestation of fandom. I love the idea that people share what they're a fan of by wearing a t-shirt, by putting a sticker on their computer, by putting a sticker on the bumper of their car. Some people even tattoo a logo onto their body. And we found examples of B2B companies, of nonprofits, of government agencies, of technology companies, of consumer product companies, of all kinds of different organizations that have developed fans. We found a US government agency that has millions and millions of fans. In fact, they have over 50 million fans at this government agency. You can be walking down any street in the world and not be surprised if you see somebody coming towards you who's wearing a t-shirt from this government agency. So yes, any organization can build fans. You know who it is? Did you guess? It's NASA. It's NASA. NASA has tens of millions of fans. They have 50 million fans on their Instagram. It is an amazing thing that any organization can build fans. Your business can build fans. So let's go through several different ways that you can specifically focus on changing what you're doing right now during this period of time that we can't go outside, that we have to focus more inward and go from adversity to prosperity. The first idea, I call it listen to rehumanize. Here is something I'm going to read, and it's a real company, and this is what they say about themselves on their website. Let me read this to you. Company X provides business integration software to integrate, assemble, and optimize available IT assets to drive business process productivity. Company X delivers an innovative enterprise-class business integration platform that incorporates proven integration technology with next-generation capabilities into one interoperable set of tools that delivers a unique combination of efficiency, agility, and control. Did everybody get that? What in the world is that? It's like some kind of cult, the way that people talk on their websites. It's like some kind of cult, the way that people communicate to other people. This is not a way to grow fans. I actually did an analysis of what I call gobbledygook to look for the most overused words and phrases in the English language. I looked at every single press release sent in the English language for an entire year. And I then found the most overused words and phrases. Can you guess what some of those most overused phrases are? Number one is the word innovate or innovative. And here's the thing that's so interesting to me is that if you say you're innovative, you're not, because over 50,000 companies are using that word innovative in their marketing as well. And as soon as you say, oh yes, we're an innovative company, no, you're not. I'm not saying you shouldn't be innovative. I'm saying you shouldn't say we are innovative. So think about how you can eliminate the best of breed, cutting edge, mission critical gobbledygook on your website, which brings me to another thing. Who are these people? Who are these happy multicultural people that inhabit the websites and the marketing materials of people's businesses around the planet? This is not a way to grow fans either. These are the happy multicultural people sitting around a conference room. Here we've got the happy multicultural people staring into a computer screen. This is another shot that people use. And I speak in front of live audiences, although not for the next couple of months, they've all been canceled, but I speak in front of live audiences in many different industries. And every industry has these stock photo shots that they use. Here's from the financial services industry, happy seniors wearing white on vacation. Every single time it seems that a financial services organization is marketing their retirement products, they're using this kind of shot of happy seniors. How about doctors? My daughter Reiko, I actually didn't mention, is that she is going to become an emergency doctor in just a couple of short months. She's actually going to be on the forefront of the fight in COVID-19 at Boston Medical Center. And she said, "Daddy, these aren't doctors. They don't look anything like doctors. They don't even know which end of the stethoscope goes in their ear, probably." And how about this one? This is my favorite. Women laughing alone with salad. Now, I have to apologize because you cannot unsee this. You cannot unsee women laughing alone with salad. You're going to be today or tomorrow or next week, you're going to see women laughing alone with salad, because women laughing alone with salad is a thing. It's everywhere. You will continue to see it. And I apologize for that. But here's the thing. These stock photos are not helping your business. If you have stock photos to represent your employees or your customers or your partners, you need to eliminate this. This is not a way to build fans. I was talking to my friend Tim. He used to work at IBM. And at the time he was there, I said, "Tim, who is the bald-headed guy on your website because the same bald-headed guy is on Constant Contact's website. So your challenge, if you want to build fans, is to be much more human and say no to stock photography, use real people. The next concept to build fans, something else that you can implement right away to go from adversity to prosperity right now, is let go of your creations. Let go of your creations. So Reiko and I, my daughter and my co-author on the book Fanocracy, Reiko and I identified two different levels of fandom. And we identified them and named them curative fandom and transformative fandom. So curative fandom is the official fandom. It's the official website, the official social media feeds. It's the way the company talks about themselves. Transformative fandom is the idea of how fans take something and modify it and change it and turn it into something else. So let's look at some examples. Curative fandom is similar to classical music, where the musicians are playing the notes on the score exactly as written, while transformative fandom is like jazz, where the musicians are improvising, changing it up, making it different. Curative versus transformative. So this idea is, you find it everywhere. Curative fandom around people who love classic cars make that classic car look exactly like it came out of the factory 50 or 75 years ago. Transformative fandom turn that classic car into something completely different, in this case, a hot rod. Curative fandom, Major League Baseball statistics. Transformative fandom, Major League Baseball statistics becoming fantasy baseball. Now, here's my favorite example to illustrate this point. Curative fandom, the book Hamilton by Chernow. Transformative fandom, the race-bent play about Hamilton's life told in rap. Now, it was really interesting when the play came out, historians said, oh, that's not a real telling of Hamilton. That's bad. It's bad to do that play. But it's not. It's just a transformative view on Hamilton's life. So when you think about this from the perspective of your business, you need to think, yes, curative is important. The way I talk about my business is important, but it's equally important to say that the people who I do business with will talk about us in their own way. I want to share an example of each of these ideas. Firstly, Adobe. So Adobe makes a number of different products, software products, among them Photoshop. My daughter Reiko, my co-author in the book Fanocracy, is a fan of making art using Photoshop. And she's actually quite good. I should turn my camera here a little bit, and there are a couple of images that she's made using Photoshop. And so she spends time on various places online chatting with other people about creating art using Photoshop. And she said that they laugh at Adobe because Adobe tries to tell them how to talk about Photoshop, and it doesn't work to try to show people what to do. You have to let the fans take over. So Adobe says trademarks are not verbs. Adobe says it is incorrect to say the image was photoshopped. It is correct to say the image was enhanced using Adobe Trademark R, Photoshop Trademark R software. Adobe says trademarks must never be used in possessive form. They say it's incorrect to say Photoshop's new features are impressive. It is correct to say the new features in Adobe Trademark R, Photoshop Trademark R software are impressive. My daughter says, Daddy, everything that they say is incorrect, is the way me and my friends, the way that fans are talking. So I guess in the case of Adobe, it's incorrect to be a fan of Adobe Photoshop. So this idea, curative versus transformative, let your fans take over. Let your fans own the product. Let them talk about the product or service in any way that they would like. So let's look at a couple of examples of organizations who are doing this right. The first one is iRobot. They make a number of products, including the Roomba robotic vacuum cleaner. Now, what's really cool is that, and you can go check it out when we're done on YouTube, there's a number, probably thousands of videos on YouTube of people of their pets riding on the Roomba. Pets riding on the Roomba. They're amazing videos. They've been viewed tens of millions of times. This is not an accepted use of the product, iRobot might say, but they're happy to let fans post this transformative fandom view of how that vacuum cleaner is used. A lot of other companies might insist that those get taken down because they're not an approved use of the vacuum cleaner, the robotic vacuum cleaner. What we need to remember is that if you want to create a fanocracy, if you want to build fans for your business, it's built on the experience of all of the members, everybody who engages with you, not just limited to the imagination of you, not just limited to what you say. Another example of an organization that gets it right is Microsoft. And Microsoft, I've been a part of the Microsoft Partner Network for a number of years. I speak at the events and I engage sometimes in the online forums. Now, what's really interesting is that the Partner Network is the largest sales channel for all of Microsoft. And the partners are the people who engage and essentially run the online partner network. So if you're a partner and you have a question about a product or service that Microsoft has, or how something works, or just want to engage with other people, the partners are the ones that answer, not Microsoft themselves. And Katie Quigley says, you don't always want to hear from the company that's trying to sell you something. You want to hear from your peers. Microsoft, people had sort of given up on Microsoft a decade ago, but they've come roaring back. They are among the top several most valuable companies on the planet, and the largest channel for Microsoft sales is their partner channel. Last time I checked, $95 billion in annual revenue. And what's so interesting to me about all this is that they let the partners talk about Microsoft in the ways that the partners want to. They don't try to control that discussion the way that Adobe does. The next concept is one that I find the most fascinating as a way to grow fans. Now, I'm going to tell you just before I kick off and talk about this, that because of COVID-19, the first aspect that I'm going to talk about we're unable to do, but it's important to understand it because it involves physical proximity. But then I'm going to share with you a very surprising way that you can adapt these things given our COVID-19 reality, turning adversity to prosperity, growing fans of your business virtually. So I mentioned earlier when we were doing the research for our book, Fanocracy, my daughter Reiko and I, my co-author, spent a lot of time talking with neuroscientists about what's going on in our brains when we become fans of something. And as I mentioned earlier, we all want to be part of a tribe of like-minded people. And that's why I love Grateful Dead concerts. That's why Reiko loves Harry Potter events with her friends. And part of that is that we humans are hardwired to want to be physically close to other humans that are part of our tribe. So let me explain in the form of an illustration. This is Outside Lands Music Festival. I went there a couple of years ago. I was really excited to see an artist named St. Vincent. So I went way up front. I got there really early to the stage, went way up front and was right next to the stage. This is the photograph I took when St. Vincent started the show. And you can see I was just behind the professional photographers right up front. But then she did something remarkable. She actually came down the steps into the audience. This is the shot I took. It was a remarkable thing. She got closer than usual to us, physically closer than usual to us. And Rolling Stone magazine named this as one of the standout performances of the entire festival. And yes, if you look carefully, there is the geek right there. In fact, I'm visible in many of the photos that were taken at that moment. I know it's one of my claim to fame as a music geek. The closer you get to someone, the more powerful the shared emotion. The closer you get to someone, the more powerful the shared emotion. And one neuroscientist named Edward T. Hall showed the different levels of proximity. Public space, further than about 12 feet away, our brains don't track those people. But inside of 12 feet, what's called social space, which is why we're talking about social distancing now, is from about 4 feet to about 12 feet. We humans, our brains track people. We need to know, we track those people if they get between 4 and 12 feet of us, because we want to know, are they friends or are they potential enemies? And inside of 4 feet is called personal space. And now we need to be really careful of that because of COVID-19. But personal space is the most powerful place for strong, genuine human connections. Now, if you are part of your tribe, the closer you get, the more powerful the positive reactions are. If you're not part of your tribe, the closer you are, the more powerful the negative reaction can be. That's why if you walk into a crowded party and you find your friends in that party, very positive, powerful connection. If you walk into a crowded elevator, you don't know anybody, you can feel a negative reaction. That's just your brain being hardwired to want to be close to your tribe. And if you're not close to your tribe, you can feel nervous if you're close to other people. Now, we cannot get closer to our potential customers, our existing customers in the COVID-19 world. If we were at a show and St. Vincent were playing in public space, she'd probably stay there and not come down into personal space. However, now we cannot get within the social or personal space of our customers. I have really great news for you. Another form of neuroscience called mirror neurons allows us to get actually in close virtual connections with our potential customers. And it has fundamental ramifications for how you use video, and I'll share with you some examples. It has fundamental ramifications for how you grow fans, and it has a really powerful way that you can go from adversity to prosperity given our COVID-19 world. So I'm going to demonstrate this idea of mirror neurons. I'm holding a lemon and I'm holding a slice of lemon. Now, if I take a bite of this lemon, my brain will fire like crazy. Mirror neurons are the part of your brain that fires when you see somebody doing something. Let me demonstrate for you. So I'm going to take a bite of the lemon. Wow, I take the bite of the lemon, my eyes close, my eyes are watering a little bit, my mouth puckers up, saliva glands are doing their thing. It's a really tart taste. It's a really powerful thing to bite into a slice of lemon. My brain is firing like crazy, but your brain is firing too, because your mirror neurons are firing. Now, that idea is really powerful when it comes to video, because right now we cannot get into the personal space of other people except our close family members that we live with at the moment because of COVID-19. But you can use video to, through the power of mirror neurons, be close to people in a virtual way. Now, we're using video right now for this engagement. Video, incredibly powerful. Intellectually, you know that you're not in the same room as me. I'm in Boston. I don't know where you are. You could be thousands of miles away from me. And intellectually, you know you're not in the same room with me. However, your mirror neurons are firing and they're saying, yes, David is right across the table from me, talking to me directly. That we're at the same cocktail party. David's talking to me right now. And you can use video to do that kind of thing right now, even during our COVID-19 situation, especially given the COVID-19 situation, in order to grow fans in a virtual way. I recommend, to go from adversity to prosperity, go all in with video right now. 3 ways I'm going to mention. The first way, Use video on your website to humanize you and your business. Get rid of all those stupid stock photos. Instead, use real photos, or even better, if you can, use as much video as possible. The second concept, and I'll share examples of each of these. The second example is use video on social networks to engage with your audience. The third way, consider, if you don't already have one, creating a YouTube channel to educate your existing and potential customers. If you already have a YouTube channel, double down on it. These are great ways to build fans using the power of mirror neurons. Now, this is exactly why we feel we know a movie star, because our mirror neurons are kicking in and saying that I know that movie star that I see on that video screen or that movie screen. And intellectually, you know you don't know that movie star, but your mirror neurons say, yes, I'm a friend of that person. That's what you can achieve using video to grow fans. So here's the contact us page on the website for Impact. Impact is a branding and design agency that I actually use for a lot of my own work. They do fabulous work. And you can see this is the place that you book a meeting with Impact. And you can see just over there on the right, there's a video. And if you were to play that video, it's about a 30-second video explaining exactly what's going to happen if you fill out the form, what will happen next. No, we're not going to bombard you with emails. We're going to reach out and book a meeting. And it's a way to humanize what Impact is doing. So that's the first way to reach people. Use video throughout your site to explain things to your existing and potential customers. The second way to use video in your social networks. So this is just a LinkedIn video that I did a couple of, I think it was a couple of days ago, can't remember when I posted it. And what's interesting about LinkedIn, I posted this natively to LinkedIn. In other words, uploaded the video to LinkedIn as opposed to just linking to YouTube or somewhere else. Upload it to LinkedIn. These videos, I don't know if you've done videos on LinkedIn or any of the other social networks, tend to get way more engagement than a text-based or photo-based post on the same networks. That's because people love video. They love to engage. Their mirror neurons are firing and saying, I'm right across the table from David as he's doing this video. And so this particular one got tons of views for me, a bunch of engagements. And that's very typical of when people post videos. Now, the third way to use video is to consider creating a YouTube channel. And I want to share two examples of this, two very, very, very different organizations. This is Matt Reisinger. Matt is a builder in Austin, Texas. Matt started his building business about 10 years ago, and he had 0 customers, 0 revenue. And he went all in on video. He created a fabulous YouTube channel. And he was exposed to my ideas as you're being exposed to those ideas right now, and decided after listening to me speak at an event that he wanted to go all in on video. His video channel is doing fabulously well. It's got over 500,000 subscribers. Matt's a builder with over 500,000 subscribers. He does a couple of videos every week, and he films them in the way I just talked about, right? So through the power of mirror neurons, what Matt does is he films as if you're in close physical proximity or in the personal or close social space with Matt. So our brains are bonding with Matt as if we know Matt. Very, very powerful thing. He does it in a casual way, the way I'm kind of talking to you now, casual, looking directly at the camera. You don't need to have special lights or makeup or multi-cameras. Just, use your smartphone and just film something. In Matt's case, he does have someone else who's filming it. He's not doing selfie mode. And it's a decent camera, but it's a real simple one-shot thing that he usually does. So Matt told me when I spoke with him recently, YouTube has put my reputation on steroids. Just a couple of hours a week, I'm able to make giant returns. And he was very kind to tweet that, David, I can't thank you enough for your influence on my business. Matt spends zero on these videos. Last time I spoke to him, he told me he's getting 4 million views per month of his videos. Now get this, not only has his business grown from 0 to $20 million annual revenue in the time that he's been doing these videos, but he also generates money from the videos. He gets $300,000 a year in YouTube sponsorship revenue. These are building supply companies that sponsor the channel, and $150,000 a year in advertising from YouTube. Amazing results. Matt Reisinger, of a YouTube channel to grow his business. This is HubSpot. This is Kyle at HubSpot Academy. HubSpot, a marketing and sales and customer support software company. I've been on the board of advisors of HubSpot since the very beginning. I started with them in 2007. I'm still part of their board of advisors. And HubSpot does many of these ideas about growing fans that I've been talking about with you today. So their video, same idea. Crop the video as if you're in close physical proximity. Look at the camera, be very personal. Wow, looks like Kyle's shirt is very similar to mine. It's very much a coincidence. And these videos that they do are really, really great. Katie Burke, who's at HubSpot, says, when you make your customers successful, you're changing the world, and that's valuable work. Building fans is valuable work. So here's the results of HubSpot. Founded in 2006, I joined their advisory board in 2007. They went public in 2014. Their latest earnings report that came out a couple months ago, $650 million in revenue, $5 billion market cap. They're doing amazingly well. So that's the idea of using video, the power of mirror neurons to reach people in a way that you help to grow fans. You can get started with this right now and go from adversity to prosperity. Final concept, a passionate life. So as Reiko and I, my co-author in the book Fanocracy, my daughter Reiko, went and did a whole bunch of research over 5 years on how organizations build fans. One of the things that we ran across again and again and again and again is that people who have passion, people who live a passionate life, people who love what they do and engage with the things that they're a fan of, are much more likely to attract people to themselves. Passion is infectious. Passion is infectious. So celebrate what you love. It's really important. Celebrate what you love. Share what you love on social networks. Share what you love on your organization's website if that's appropriate. This is Dr. John Marashi. He's a dentist in Southern California. I met Dr. John Marashi at a Tony Robbins event. I speak at all of Tony Robbins Business Mastery events around the world. And I'd have a 2-hour slot. And then afterwards, I love engaging with people at the event and chatting with them, learning about their business, perhaps providing some advice. And Dr. Marashi came to me and said, David, I'm a dentist in Southern California. There's tens of thousands of dentists in Southern California, and we all have the same kind of marketing. We all have a website where we have pictures of us in white coats. We have pictures of our degrees on the walls. Many of our websites are all built using the same template because the same company makes dentist websites. What in the world can I do to build fans? So I said, Dr. Marashi, what do you love to do? And he lit up. He said, I love to skateboard. And I said, cool. You should celebrate the fact that you love to skateboard. You should be sharing with the world that you love to skateboard. You can become the skateboarding dentist in Southern California. And he loved the idea, doubled down on this idea, and became the skateboarding dentist. Now, I think it's the law that you have to have on the dentist website, the dirty teeth becoming the clean teeth. So he does that. But he also has the skateboarding dentist shots. So here are some of the photos that are on the website. Dr. Marashi even has skateboards on the wall in his practice, and he skateboards from one examination room to another. He has a ton of followers on Instagram. Last time I checked, over 14,000 followers on Instagram. And yeah, I think it's the law. You have to have the dirty teeth becoming the clean teeth. But there's Dr. Marashi skateboarding in his office. There he is skateboarding on the beach. And these are some Instagram shots that he's done. So it's crushing it with this idea that he's the skateboarding dentist. And he told me recently, he contacted me out of the blue and said, "Thank you, David. This has been transformational for my business, sharing my passion with the world." My business grew by 30% last year in number of patients, and I can attribute all of that to this idea of showcasing my passion for skateboarding. He said it may even be more because some of those referrals may actually have seen my skateboarding as well. So this is the idea of passion. This is the idea of sharing what you love, because passion is infectious. Passion is infectious. And this is a shot somebody sent to me just a couple of hours ago. It's a company called Skillsoft, and they're holed up, as we all are, because of COVID-19. They actually have a virtual snack break during various periods of time in the day, so that people who are home working can sit down for 10 or 15 minutes and chat with one another. And what's really neat about this is on their, every single person in the company read my book, Fanocracy, and they decided to do a snack break, and all of them wear t-shirts of the bands that they love. I love that. They're passionate about what band they love. Look at the smiles on their faces. I think this is so cool. I was just sent this just a couple of hours ago, first time I've used it. Finally, going into this idea of spending 5 years researching fandom, my thesis was, and my daughter's thesis was, fandom is not just for entertainers. It's not just for the Grateful Dead. It's not just for Harry Potter. Fandom is for any business. There's no question in my mind. Fandom is for any business. It works for NASA, a government agency. It works for Haggerty Insurance, an auto insurance company, a business everybody hates. It works for nonprofits, B2B companies, government agencies. It works for dentists. It works for all kinds of different organizations. Fandom is your growth engine. One of the outward manifestations of fandom I spoke about just a minute ago is this idea that people are eager to put stickers on the back of their computer of the things that they love. How amazing would it be if people were sticking stickers on the back of their computers with your logo on it? And it's entirely possible if you grow fans of your business. So I hope these have been a couple of ideas that you've been able to use to grow fans of your business, as well to live a passionate life. I'll leave you with two questions. What are you a fan of? Can you share that passion with the world? And how can you build fans of your business? My name is David Meerman Scott, and I'm the co-author with my daughter Reiko of the book Fanocracy.